Hello to my Pisces. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. The moon is in Sagittarius. All right, now let's get right on into it. Let's get into the getting intos. All right, Sagittarius rules ninth house, and you are ruled 12th house. 12th house is about service and sacrifice and what goes on behind the scenes, right? Higher service, universal and collective, and also transcendence, right? So find out what your, pull your birth chart, find out what your sign is in your 12th house, right? Let's get into it. Let's get right into it, right? Oh, so I am deserving of all the good in my life. That's right. I am deserving of all the good in my life. Let's see what this week brings for you as we're getting closer and closer to this full moon. Let's get into it. Talking to you wherever Pisces is in your birth chart. As secrets are unfolding, somebody is feeling overwhelmed. Ooh. Somebody is feeling overwhelmed. This is the moon card. Okay. Somebody's feeling overwhelmed. Something is being communicated that somebody's carrying a lot on their back, and somebody could be doing some emotional eating there, right? And so some secrets are being exposed. This is the Empress card. So a lot of it has to do with the pack that you're traveling with. See this dark wolf moon energy, and also, this dark wolf energy and light wolf energy. So something is coming to light. It could be the energies that you're traveling with. So you want to make sure you know what your zodiac sign is in your 12th house. And what I mean by that is 12th house suggests dissolution and release, a place outside of where life returns to the primal waters before the cycle of houses begins again at the ascendant. Here we can experience sacrifice, but also selflessness and devotion, kind of sort of what goes on behind the scenes, right? And so this is the house of self-undoing, suggesting that we may not give ourselves full credit for our capacities, needing reflection back from others in order for those skills or traits to seem real. This is also house of escape, and withdrawal. It's also the house of higher service. The notion of sacrifices sits well in the house, meaning simply to make sacred. It perfectly describes the ideas of whatever is given in spirit of, universal love. Compassion and charity is a true gift to the world. Universal and collective. Traditional astrology places many institutions here, like hospitals, prisons, religious retreats. In such places, it's easy for a sense of I to be replaced by merging of everyone else. Planets here take on an outer worldly quality. Also, transcendence, perhaps the ultimate meaning of the 12th house, is the idea of transcendence, leaving the wheel of life, if only for a short time, in order to be in a timelessness, a state of bliss, tranquility, and reconnection with everything that is. So, for example, when we get into a full moon in Capricorn here. So depending on what pack you're running with, what group you're with, is secret, right? Something is being exposed. It's a secret society, secret organization. If people believe certain things about certain things, something could be overwhelming. Something could be overwhelming. You could be getting downloads through dreams, and you could be believing certain, you don't know what to believe, and so on and so forth, right? So be careful, be mindful of what you're watching on social media, those kind of things, right? What information you're sharing with other people, whether it's your kids, your parents, your siblings, those kind of things. Just be very mindful of that, because it's because of your, wherever Pisces is placed in your zodiac sign, and somebody could have psychic ability, wherever Pisces is in your birth chart. If you're connected to Pisces and you have some psychic abilities somewhere. But if, for example, if your 12th house is in Aries, involvement in charitable works can evoke the fighting spirit in you, and you might lead the crusade. So bringing initiative and focus energy to it. So that may be something that you want to do, to channel that energy in a very positive way. So, you know what? Instead of me becoming overwhelmed, where am I going to put this energy? I can put it in some kind of initiative, some kind of charitable initiative, right? If it's your sun sign is Pisces and your 12th house is in Pisces, you can be sensitive to feelings and atmospheres. It might be important to lay down a boundary so that you're not overwhelmed by the grief or sadness that you pick up in others. So you don't, it's not the time for you to, somebody come dumping all their issues and problems on you. Mm-mm. Not trying to be funny. We're getting closer to the full moon. I just, it's like you literally, like you'd be carrying other people's weight on your shoulders. That's too much. Some people, like some people, they can't handle that. And people are like, oh my God, they run at the first sign of trouble. No, I got enough to carry. You can get it to somebody else. Remember, everybody's breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. And some people are so weighed down by their gifts. They know exactly what they can handle and what they can't handle. This is not about a competition, right? And so, but depending on what your sign is in your 12th house, you want to pay attention to that. So yeah, we're starting out with these two here, right here. Yeah. So somebody could be, communicating, some kind of a message from the past, that somebody could have been bullied, from the past. Somebody could have been communicated that some people were bullied from the past. That two people were bullied from the past, right? And that's not to get people paranoid. Yeah, here we have the Page of Pentacles here. So again, take on what resonates with you. The people could have been communicated that some people were bullied from the past, you know. So yeah, and a weapon could have been involved in something, right? So 5 and 2 is 12. Something could have ended in court. Something could have ended in court, right? But that's more to just be aware. That's just to be aware, not for paranoia. To be aware, right? And so that's what prayer is for, to pray and meditate and gain clarity. That is not for somebody to be, just like all over the place, right? So it's just saying, hang in there with yourself. Somebody's ancestors have made a lot of sacrifices. Here's the 10 of Wands here, but somebody could have been responsible. This could be somebody's loved ones. It may not be you, but this could be somebody's loved ones, that may need prayer. Somebody may have made a lot of sacrifices and have had to move around a lot because who knows, you could have had a loved one who, them and their child may have had to move around a lot because of some kind of a domestic something that people are just now being made aware of. So you can put the past behind you and just get straight into prayer warrior mode. Get straight into prayer warrior mode, right? So that you can continue feeling fulfilled. Because again, we're about to have the moon in the number 21 could be significant. But about to have a moon in Capricorn, a harvest moon in Capricorn, and Capricorn and Aquarius are both ruled by Saturn, right? So something could have happened during a Saturn return, and Aries could be involved in something. It likes to play games with people's families. Somebody could have an Aries moon in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And somebody could be mirroring compassion. Somebody could be mirroring compassion in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But this is where prayers go into play. Immediate prayers go into play of covering and intercessory. Here's the 7 of Cups here. Somebody feels like somebody got away with something and that someone is spineless, right? But obviously snakes have a spine. So somebody is having some kind of an awakening. Snakes do have a spine. Somebody's having an awakening, right? So there's two sides of that 7, right? Somebody was in a very unhealthy and wounded relationship. and they woke up from something. That's like equivalent to being on a job. And this is again for your week. This is an awakening. Somebody needs to up their prayer life, prayer and clarity, prayer mode, not become overwhelmed and drowned in emotion all over the place. This is where somebody starts to really, really start believing in their dreams and start saying, okay, I'm having these downloads. What am I having these dreams about? I need to start praying, 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 not being overwhelmed. If somebody is ruthless because somebody feels like somebody's not coming back. And so um, somebody is, as the moon is growing more and more illuminated, someone is becoming bolder and bolder and bolder. Again, this is not operating in any spirit of fear whatsoever. This is just an awakening, just having some kind of an awakening, and that's it. Yeah, so back against the wall, tap into source. That's it. Yeah, that's it. 7 and 4 is 11. 11 is an awakening, a spiritual awakening, and that's what this snake is. If somebody is having some kind of a spiritual awakening, some kind of a spiritual awakening, and that's it. Of what someone did to tie their money to someone else's money. So somebody created something to tie their money to someone else's money, and something has been exposed. Something has been exposed. Yep. So you're waking up from some nightmares. And that's what Source is trying to tell somebody is like, as you're waking up from your own nightmares and you're gaining some clarity from your own nightmares, whatever you've gone through, 9 of Swords connects us with Gemini. Somebody could be pregnant, or you could be pregnant with ideas, right? You could have a lot of ideas. You could be in your element. You could be near water. So a lot of ideas could be coming to you. And as you're waking up and trying to create as we get closer and closer to the full moon, this is where instead of talking about everything, somebody needs to be journaling like never before. All these ideas are coming through. God, why are these ideas coming through? Because I'm trying to filter out certain things. If they're negative thoughts, I want to be able to put these to the side. I want to separate the negative with the positive. The negative, I want to ask for clarity. What exactly is this? Why am I having these thoughts in particular? If I haven't thought about this person, place, or thing for a long time, why these thoughts in particular am I having these? Help me with some clarity with this. Not getting on the phone calling other people so they can contaminate your thoughts. Why am I having thoughts about these things in particular? And Aquarius could be significant. That's 11th house, right? Shine some light on some things, right? Right? The sun is a star, right? So I need some clarity on some things. Why are certain things coming to mind? What is happening? What is happening? What is going on between a parent for a parent and a child, right? Something about a lot of money coming from somewhere, right? So and so there is a Leo that is behind something. That's saying they're standing behind something and waiting to pounce on something. So they're standing behind an Aries waiting to pounce on something. So Source is saying to you, like, trying to put somebody in a wilderness situation. And so Source is saying your prayer life is about to increase because you're having all of these downloads that could seem overwhelming, but Source is trying to get somebody to get structured. Get your thoughts together. Get structured in your thinking. And get away from all the foolishness. Get away from all the distractions, the overthinking, thinking people playing mind games, bullying people, winning at all costs. Get away from all of that and get into prayer mode, prayer warrior mode. Separate the negative from the positive. Get into hermit mode. Gain some clarity. Start analyzing your thoughts. Yeah. What do you need to release? Some kind of icy emotions around something. Somebody has some icy feelings around something. That's what Source is saying. It's a waning moon because there's two sides to something. Yep. So meditate on something. Yeah, meditate on something because I saw this right here. Two karmics play some kind of role in not only lowering someone's money significantly. These are two earth signs, but they also lower someone's reputation significantly, and it's been exposed. And a family is behind this. Yeah. And there's big money involved. There's a lot of money involved at risk here. So something has been exposed. Yep. 1111. Somebody's awakening now. The universe is arranging people and experiences on your path to help you succeed and helping you to wake up to who you truly are. Yeah, somebody has, like I said, there's a lot of different psychic gifts, but Source is trying to push you into hermit mode so that you can get your downloads. And like I said, with psychic gifts, there's so many different psychic gifts. There's no competition whatsoever. Everybody has their own unique gifts. Everybody has their own unique gifts. And so your call is from within. That's where you're answering your call from within. So yeah. Answering your call from within. So something has been overwhelming for somebody for a long time. And so Source is saying it's time for you to start listening to your body. Really start listening to your body. Because Empress energy here is like your body is communicating with you. And somebody feels it in there. Like the growth in your midsection, like around, like maybe it's emotional eating. You feel it in your back, like you're carrying a lot of, your back, your upper back around like your heart area. That's where Gemini, you're in your heart area, your back, upper back, eating foods, all of that. Trying to make a connection. So trust your first mind. Somebody was trying to, something is trying to keep you boxed in. Somebody has a bitter ex-lover that wants you. That is a complete and total distraction. A complete and total distraction. It's not the time to be in competition mode, for real. Anybody that would be sent from, seriously, the devil. That needs a closeout cycle. It's time to release a burden. That is a distraction. What I'm getting here is this would be equivalent to, let's say, for instance, let's say you're a guy and your brother, let's say you're a guy, your brother is jealous of you, and your brother has a child. You don't have an issue with your child, your nephew. Let's say you have a nephew or a niece, whoever. Let's say you have a niece and nephew, whoever. You don't have an issue with the kids, but your brother has been showing the whole life they're jealous, envious, want your whole life, destiny swapping the whole 9 yards. And their ex-wife or girlfriend or whoever is distracting you. That entity in them is a distraction, but the target really are the kids, to throw everybody out of alignment. And so Source is saying whatever issue you have with the sibling, in this case if it's your brother, something like that, Source say get that out of your mind, because the target is a sacrifice. That's the sacrifice. So get your brains together, like for real. Get your brains together. Get away from the distractions. It would be the innocent ones who have nothing, who don't know what the heck is going on. That's when you start at Five of Swords. Who could be bullied? They wouldn't even know what the heck people was talking about. They'd be so distracted and like, what? Who, So that's what source is saying. So somebody's saying somebody's bitter ex-lover wants to, nope. That's what we're talking about, boundaries here. Don't cross that boundary, because that is something that is intentional to throw you off, for you to be distracted. So prepare for an increase in pay. Yeah, somebody's dealing with toxic masculinity here. Whether it's a man or woman, somebody dealing with toxic masculinity, toss it into a burning bowl, toss all confusion into a burning bowl. You have the gift of deja vu. Somebody's starting to remember something very clearly. Your well of joy is within you. Listen to your intuition. Pray for them. There it is, prayer warrior. Pray for them. Yeah, pray for them. Because what somebody is starting to see is when people play that jealousy game, playing these mind games and jealousy game. Oh, you're better than this one, or you look better, or you're this and that. That is a distraction for a reason. What's the real secret? What's the real secret that you're trying to make somebody jealous or something? That's one of the oldest tricks in the book. Yeah, your mental health is just as important as mental health is just as important as your physical health. So that's the source is trying to tell you. Get away from the foolishness. Just get away from all of that. More money is coming in soon. Stay away from all of that. Your gifts have increased. Your spiritual gifts have increased. So whoever you are, stay away from all that. It's better to just say, whoever you are, just stay away from all of that craziness. Keep your vibrations high. Like I said, if it's something negative, put it to the side, pray about it. Okay, source, what is this for? Why am I getting these downloads? Why am I getting these downloads? So 5 of Swords here. Yep. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. Somebody could be dealing with a let me see. Somebody could have a family member who has a friend from their past, because I'm looking at the Moon card. Let me see something. Who feels like they're not coming back. Since they're not coming back, yeah, and bottom line is that you're praying for somebody, because somebody could feel like, okay, this is a family member who, you have a family member, looks like, who must have relocated, because this is the 7 of Cups here. You have a family member that could have relocated, because 7 of Cups is like they could have moved on to a new job or new geographical location, and they could have been depressed about something. Yes, with a 4 of Cups here, you know how people, they move on. It takes a minute for people to adjust or adapt, right? Try to put the past behind them, like, oh, they miss their friends, they miss the, people they used to go to lunch with, or people they used to hang out with, or whatever the case may be. They're just in a different area, and that's normal, because that's what this looks like. But some people could be overwhelmed. Like, they could feel like somebody's, making money, or their life is getting better, or, something. But somebody's trying to throw some kind of a monkey wrench or distraction or something in somebody's life. The bottom line here is that you're praying for everybody who life is getting better. Anybody whose life is getting better. Because if you're saying I am, the great I am is inside of you and you're deserving of all the good in your life, you want to make sure you're around people that's keeping you enlightened about their life getting better and how their life is getting better, so that your life can get, their life is getting better. So that's a pack that you want to hang with. The people who is life getting better, your life is getting better physically, mental health, physical health, all of that. Definitely no bitter people. None of that bitterness. Because those are the ones that are still doing stuff in secret. And so that's what sort of saying, everybody get away from that foolishness. Those are the ones who went in at all costs, bullying people, doing stuff at night, all that kind of mess. So King of Swords. And people are waiting. So Ace of Pentacles here. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So yep. So protect your energy. Stay in at night. All right. That is what I have for everybody. To protect your energy. Wake up. That is what I have for you. All right. Bye.